Thank you. Hi, Jay. Nice to see you. Nice to
Nice
talk
to
to
see
you
you.
again. Well, congratulations first because this is an amazing movie, an amazing story, a real story. What was like what's like what left you behind with the movie after seeing the movie, after being part of the movie, after knowing the story? What is like that part of the movie that stayed with you forever as part of your life now?
I mean, there are a lot of things. It's for me, it's this like kind of stepping back and looking at this sort of macro view of everything and saying this was a conversation that started many years ago, and it culminated with a screening at the White House and meeting the vice president and walking through the Oval Office. And I think the reason why we were able to do that was because we created a really special story, an important story, an important type of sort of counterbalance to a lot of negative stuff that's out there in the media in terms of our community. And I think the way that everyone's responded, particularly within the Latin community, it just shows that we need more films, more stories like this. We need more positive representation desperately. So I think it's like it's just great to be a part of something that without us willing it into existence would not be here.
Yeah, exactly, and especially the Mexican American community, play portray and being part of the. I think that you being part also of the community and being part of the movement that is trying to also portray our stories, like the positivity stories, but also like showing that a community starts between the community. Like for example, in one of the scenes that he has the chance to go for what he wanted in
Yes,
the
yeah.
going member of the golf club, and he decides not to do that. And I think that was like, to me, was like, that's the spirit that we supposed to have, to be united and stay together in order to open doors for others.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I think JB's intentions are initially self-serving, and through the process and through seeing what golf gives these young boys, he realizes it's bigger than him, and it is about a bigger conversation and real, progress, not simply for himself and this thing that he thought he needed for some type of validation. And it became more about, what am I doing for the greater community? And I think that message is really important. And I think, unity and sort of a shared voice is important because when you look at the political context, we need more of that, and we need to be heard, and we need to sort of have a collective understanding of where we go next, where we go from here.
And well, the story happened at almost 70 years ago.
Mhm.
And we are still like going from one place to another. And still, I don't think that we are going there, but it's still like, it's like a tango. It's like a back and forward all the time with the representation. But I think that it's coming to a good place now in a certain way. I want to be positive. I want to be positive about that because it shows, and especially we have representation in the screen, Mexican Americans, Latinos, being present, telling the stories that are or our stories, right?
Mhm. That are important to us. Yes. I mean, I think a lot of progress has been made, even in terms of my journey through Hollywood and seeing what what roles were on the table, whether I got them or not 20 years ago compared to what there is now. I think there's just so much more representation. But it's interesting. It's like there's this built-in humility and work ethic that we as a community have, and it serves us well in the world, but also there's an aspect of it where it's like we need to be humble, but we also need to be loud at times and demand that our stories be told, and demand we're represented properly, and demand that if people are going to want to us to service them, whether it's like your product or your play, watch your movie or consume your media, they got to service us and allow us to tell our stories and back us up and give us positions in those rooms of power at the executive level and establish mentorship, and just there's so many ways that if we raise our voice, positive things will come from that.
I couldn't agree more with that, because I think that we are in the same page of talking about that, the importance of the community. And it's amazing to see also your career path, and now that you are also in a position kind of mentoring other actors in a certain way doing this movie, because that's also part of the mission of doing something for the next generation.
Yeah. No, I mean, I always look at, the greater impact of what we're doing. And it's funny, I found success early on in my career by, I've said it before, but it kind of sounds odd, and maybe I should clarify, but by not playing Latin characters. And what I mean by that is, like, I didn't want the things that they thought we were only okay to play, So I was always chasing the white roles, the characters that were the lead characters were always written for white guys, So those were the roles I was chasing, and when I got them, it's like it just, I don't know, it's a better story. You get to be the hero, you know. Oftentimes you're not the villain, or you're not selling drugs or those types of stereotypical things. So yeah, it was an effort always to sort of transcend what the perceptions may be, for me particularly, and then hoping that as we all sort of chip away at those boundaries, that the following generation, their pathway to success and potentially stardom or whatever it is, and whatever career they choose. I hope I help make it a little bit easier,
Flipping the coin. Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much for your
Thanks
time.
so
Thank you for
much.
the movie. Amazing movie. I was, to be honest, I cried like in a couple of times during the.
That's so lovely. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Take care.